All right. It's wonderful to see you guys. I really do look forward to these groups on Friday. So today, thinking about, again, what have I been working with this past week? What do I want to share with you guys? And one of the things that was coming up for me was, that those times when we have sticky thoughts, it's that sense where you try to calm down and the thought comes back. Or you try to direct yourself away and the thought comes back. Or, even if it's like a physical sensation, sometimes it's pain that can be so overwhelming, it just grabs your attention and you try to shift away and pain grabs yourself back. And, it's wonderful when we can practice a meditation practice and we feel calm and relaxed afterwards. But sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes what we're experiencing is really intense, it's really sticky, and it keeps grabbing our attention over and over and over again. And from that mindfulness perspective, that's not wrong. Again, we're coming from this place of non-judgment that says whatever is here is welcome. If sticky thoughts are here, that's welcome. If pain is here, that's welcome. That difficulty redirecting your attention, if that's what is present and that's what you're noticing, that's okay. From our mindfulness perspective, it's not really getting to a particular state or thinking about things in particular. It's more about the how. How are we approaching our thinking? And so one of the things I've been playing with has literally been playing with sticky thoughts. So that would be that sense of watching whatever it is that's obsessively ruminating in my mind, and then I deliberately redirect my attention away, and I almost have an eye out, like I'm peeking over to the side to see how quickly it's going to bounce back to that sticky thought. It's like, can I catch how many times do I get drawn back in? Is it 10 times in a minute? Is it 100 times in a minute? Can I catch it? Can I see how many times I can catch it? And it almost becomes a game that I play with myself. Like, can I watch the thoughts, the attention just getting sucked back over into those obsessive ruminations? Then I kind of pull it back and I almost have that little eye out and I'm watching how long will it take before it gets sucked right on back. And what happens is it's inviting that spirit of curiosity and play. Here it is. I could be obsessively ruminating over something that is very intense, very meaningful, very important to me. And yet it's consuming so much of my attention that I'm not able to actually be present with it and work with it. It's just obsessing and just ruminating and going over and over and over again. And so by inviting in this aspect of play and curiosity and just playing with sticky thoughts, I can relate to that in a very different way. It's like just relating to the fact of like, oh yeah, this, whatever this is, has a really strong hold on me. Whether it is, concern for somebody else, concern for something that I'm going through, pain, pain grabs our attention very strongly. Sometimes it's things that we can't do anything about. Current events, a lot of things can be very, very sticky and really hold our attention tightly. So what we're going to do today is play with identifying what might be some sticky thoughts for you. Where does your mind just naturally flow to when you're not paying attention? Where is it like you might be washing the dishes, but your mind is there? we all know where that mind goes to. It's like, oh yeah, that thing, that's where my mind is going to go hang out when I'm not paying attention. And we're actually going to invite that forward. I'm just saying, okay, come on, come ruminate. Tell me all about the ruminations, all the thoughts. And then deliberately choose something else that you want to move your focus towards. Let yourself kind of think about it, focus in on it. But again, you almost have that little eye out. How quickly are you going to get sucked back over? And sometimes you can just almost feel it kind of pulling at you. It's just like, I'm thinking over here, but I can actually feel just the sucking quality of the thought that's saying, no, come over here, come look over here. And so even paying attention to the quality of that stickiness, is it kind of sticky, like you can't even pull away? Or does it feel like it's got a sucking quality, it's just going to pull you back? Or is it so loud that it just kind of drowns everything out? We can have different qualities to these sticky thoughts. But just playing with it. Again, you're just noticing that pattern, the pattern of thinking. It's all welcome. There's no right or wrong. You're not trying to make the thoughts do anything in particular. You're simply playing with this pattern of thinking, acknowledging that these thoughts are just right here. They're not going anywhere. You don't need to make them go anywhere. But you want to play with them a little bit. You want to invite just a little bit of that playfulness. So with that, we'll go ahead and begin our practice. So as we begin, bringing that attention inwards, noticing your breath. Sometimes it really is that sense of, oh, hello, breath. I haven't paid attention to you in a while. Just taking time to be deliberate, paying attention to the breath right now in this moment, just as it is. It might be short and shallow. It might be deep and smooth. Whatever it is, it's just breathing. Noticing where there's difficulty breathing, whether there's tightness or irritation. And just acknowledging that as present. Noticing the rise and fall of your chest as you breathe. Maybe noticing the way your shoulder blades move on your back with each inhale and exhale. Noticing the breath down in your lower ribs, if they extend out to the side or press into the chair behind you. And maybe even noticing a little bit of that pressure down into the belly. Just noticing your breath, just as it is right now. and minds wander, and that's simply their nature. And so, even in this practice, as we're playing with the wandering mind, if your mind goes off somewhere else, you just notice it's gone off somewhere else. And when you do, you just bring it back to the breath. The inhale and the exhale. And now, finding that thing that you want to play with today. Whatever it is that just your mind just naturally flows towards thinking about. That thing that you have thought about 10 million times in 10 million different ways. It feels like it's always there, going around and around and around. Just inviting that up, saying, hey, guess what? You're here. I'm acknowledging you're here. Here are these whole big set of sticky thoughts. They sure grab my attention. I can almost feel just like a sigh as I bring those thoughts up. There's a heaviness, a weightiness. You might notice a different reaction, whether you bring those up and there's an anxiety or a panic or a sadness or a grief or an anger or a rage. So many different emotional responses that can go with these thoughts that are just stuck right there in the forefront. And just notice it. You don't have to make them do anything. You don't have to feel any particular way. Noticing your breath, breathing down into your belly, and just feeling those thoughts there. These thoughts that tend to just roll around. And then from here, picking something that you can deliberately move your attention towards. Be something completely unrelated. Maybe something that you're going to do tomorrow, or a grocery shopping list that you need to make. Just that deliberate shifting of attention. Like, this is what I'm going to focus on right now. I can almost feel my eyes slanting towards the side, as if I could see those sticky thoughts over there. And you can even notice lots of different reactions that come up when you shift your attention away. Sometimes it can feel like you're doing something wrong, like you're abandoning something by shifting away from those sticky thoughts. Or the anxiety can go up. What happens if I'm not there with those thoughts? Or there might be relief, like, oh, thank God, now I have some breathing space. Again, whatever the reaction is, it's just fine. Simply noticing what happens when you deliberately shift away from those sticky thoughts. And you might have noticed your mind already sliding back to them. There's that sense of, oh, they caught me. And deliberately shift it back. Focus on that topic again, the second topic. It's the mundane grocery shopping list. How long does it take before those thoughts suck you back? But again, that sense of playfulness, you're watching it, you're waiting for it. It's almost like a cat at a mouse hole. You're ready to pounce on it as soon as it does. There's no judgment here. You know that the sticky thoughts are going to pull you back. So you're poised, waiting, watching, anticipating. And there's two levels of awareness happening here. There's awareness of the content of the thinking, the content of the sticky thoughts, the content of the whatever other topic you're focusing on. And then there's the watching of the thinking itself, the metacognition, the watching of the attention that gets pulled back and deliberately shifted and then pulled back. And if you're the competitive type that wants to try to keep that attention divided on the one that you're deliberately focusing on, you might even change it up a little bit, make it a game. Can you allow yourself to be sucked back to those sticky thoughts 100 times? Noticing when judgment can come up, or when you think that you should be feeling a particular way or thinking a particular way. You just kind of acknowledge, okay, sure, but I'm playing. It's almost like pulling a rubber band back as far as it can go and then watching it snap back. Just playing with thoughts. And again, that two levels of awareness. There's the emotions that come up related to the content of the thoughts, those sticky thoughts. And then there's also the emotion that can come up with the movement away from the thoughts or the movement back towards the thoughts. Just noticing. Letting it be whatever it's going to be. Playing. Just playing with sticky thoughts. Moving your attention away and then watching it get sucked right back over and over again. as many times as it wants to. And then letting you go your awareness of the thinking, bringing all of your awareness back to your breath. Really feeling into your inhale and your exhale. Sometimes it feels tiring watching those thoughts. It's a lot of awareness, a lot of poise right there on the edge, watching and thinking. And so sometimes you just shake it off, take a breath, breathe deeply. Breathe down into your belly, feeling the air in your belly, your chest, your throat, your nose. Noticing your body moving around your breath. Taking a few more breaths. And then when you feel ready, opening your eyes.